welcome to section 7. Every section of this report is critical, and again, the more you collect, the more you can defend yourself and defend your point of view in regards to this accident. It's critical that you put a good description of what took place. In most phones, in most apps, you can click on this. If you don't want to type it in, you could hit the microphone and speak it in. So I was traveling southbound on E.i.R.S Boulevard, coming up to the corner of Lemon and E.i.R.S, when a vehicle came out on my right side and didn't stop at the light. The vehicle hit the front right side of my vehicle with the front left side of their vehicle. And you got it recorded. Now, it doesn't mean you can't go back and edit that. It might not come out perfect, but it's there. Now you can read through it and go and make your edits to it and not have to type out the whole thing. So if I want to change any part of it, I can tap on the screen and go and make my edits. I have a description in place. Now remember, all this information is also transferring over to a portal where this information is going to be held. And maybe you don't feel quite like you want to go in there and edit the whole thing. And so whoever's on the other end that collects this information at your portal can also edit this and clean up whatever might have been said incorrectly. Or maybe you said the right side of the vehicle when it was supposed to be the left, and so on and so on. Address or location. You don't always have an actual address. So it might be I was on the 605 freeway prior to the Whittier Boulevard exit. You could put that in. Weather conditions, we try to make pretty simple for you. So you look in here and say, okay, well, what kind of day? Oh, it was a partly sunny, partly cloudy day. The location type. Was it a one-way highway, a one-way street? Was it a two? Was it traffic going in both directions, right? Was it a highway? Was it residential? And you get to just select which one that is. Time of day is very important, right? So putting something inaccurate. You might be filling this out now, but the accident or incident may have taken place half an hour ago because things have taken place. Now, the sooner you do this, the better, right? So as soon as you put in the date, and then it'll prompt you to put in the time, and then you can do that very simply. It goes right in. It'll put in the day of week that applies to what you just selected. The next question is going to ask you road conditions. Was it dry, wet? Was it gravel you were on? Ice, right? So it was dry. And then below that, it's going to ask you if there was an officer or an investigator on the site. Now remember, and you read this in your disclaimer, never admit guilt, never apologize, right? Because that's just going to open you up to other issues. You don't even need to speak to the other driver if you don't want to. You do have to exchange information. By law, you have to. And if they drive off, I recommend you call your nearest highway patrol or state trooper and make a report. Because by law, they are required to exchange the information. And the same goes for you. But if you get an investigator there, you're only required to speak to that investigator. You don't have to speak to definitely any other attorney, or if you don't know who they are, don't put yourself in any difficult position. So if that investigator is there, if you hit yes, you can take, every time there's an investigator, a highway patrol, a state trooper, whatever they might be, a sheriff's department, police department, they're going to give you a card with a report number so that you or the company can call and get a copy of that report. You need that. You need that phone number. You need to know who to call. You can take a picture of it, or you could enter the information right here below.